Hey guys, how you doing? It's Andy Elliott. Check this out. Today we're going to talk about Facebook remarketing, and I'm here with expert Bubba here to show us that there's 1.6 billion people a day on Facebook, and he's going to teach you the remarketing on how to get in front of all those people and stay in front of them constantly without doing anything. Guys, if you're interested in this is going to blow you away. All right, so check this out. Today I'm going to talk about Facebook remarketing. Now listen, everybody knows what Facebook is, okay? But I'm talking about specifically, I'm here with Bubba today. Bubba is an expert in the field of Facebook remarketing. So I want you to understand this. So just so everybody can get the concept, there's 1.6 billion, that's with a B, 1.6 billion people log on to Facebook each day. Is that insane? So if you think about it, guys, where are our customers at? If you're in the car business right now, right, and you got a great product and you need more customers, where do you go? Well, number one, you better go to Facebook because that's where your whole marketplace is at. But it's not just Facebook. I'm not talking about Facebook Marketplace. Don't confuse it with Facebook remarketing. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about here is number one, what Bubba does, but number two, how you can physically take what Bubba knows and do it into your own store now. So from what I understand, and I've watched some of the testimonies, Bubba's taking sales guys that are selling 15 cars a month. And what happens is he teaches them how to remarket, okay? Facebook remarketing. And now those same salesmen are selling 30, 40 cars a month because Bubba teaches them a niche that no one else knows. Now listen guys, you don't know what you don't know, and I want to explain this to you. So right now you have a cell phone, right? You're holding it in your hand. Even if you're watching this on a big screen on your laptop, your cell phone's in your pocket. Now right now, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook, your scroll feed, whatever that is, Facebook is running on your phone. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And if you Google, right, like, I don't know, Chevrolets, let's say you're looking for a Chevy, guess what? When you learn the Facebook remarketing system, which costs you nothing once you learn it, now you can always run bigger campaigns and spend a little money with Facebook, which is nothing compared to what dealers are paying to get customers. But that customer, when he goes to that Chevrolet, guess what? You see his Facebook is running in the background, am I right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And then what happens is it cookies him.
Yes, sir.
And then what happens to that guy at that Chevy dealer if he knows how to remarket?
Yep.
What happens is that he can send in carousel Chevrolets to that customer with his phone number on it and chase him down for the next 60 days. Guys, I'm telling you, it's the most deadliest tool on the planet. So let's let Bubba talk about it a little bit for a minute. And one of the things I want to talk about before that is number one, my Master Closer seminar that we're having December 13th and 14th. Guys, on the 13th, it's going to be 6:30 at my house to 9 o'clock. And then on Saturday, it's going to be from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. We're going to train, negotiate, overcome objections, closing, the whole deal. I'm going A to Z. I've decided to partner. I'm adding Bubba. He's coming. And everybody who's at my seminar, he is going to teach Facebook remarketing. So when I say this to you, all right, this guy right here, it's like if you want the niche of a life, if you want to be able to write your own check in life, you need to learn this. With 1.6 billion people getting on Facebook a day, you need to know what he knows. So number one, Bubba, explain this, whether you're a dealer that's wanting Facebook remarketing in their store, whether you're an internet manager that's like, hey man, I want to provide and add massive value to myself, right? And not pay, right? What do we call them? Brokers, middlemen?
Middlemen.
I mean, there's Facebook remarketing companies that are out there right now. And what do they charge? Not what you pay to Facebook. What do they charge you to manage your Facebook remarketing account? What do they charge? What do they charge these dealers?
Anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 a month.
Okay, so $5,000 a month, and you could take an internet manager out there, right?
Yes, sir.
And teach it to him, and then he can run that in-house now and not pay out $60,000 a year.
Absolutely.
What is he worth to a dealer? He's worth a ton of money.
Tons of money.
Okay, what's your value worth? Do you think you're going to lose your job? No. Is there anyone out there right now in the market teaching Facebook remarketing for car dealerships? No. It's not out there. You know why? Because they don't want to tell you how to do it. It almost reminds me of like a bank. If a bank was to charge somebody 21% interest because they didn't have the best credit, right? Okay, it's got the dealers don't know. Well, guess what? If they taught you how to get your credit better, then they'd have to give you a better rate.
Yes, sir.
But they can keep making money off you for what you don't know. So what happens is Bubba's going and has been teaching Facebook remarketing. Guys, I predict, and he predicts, and I see it, in the next 2 to 3 years, the guys that get in now, okay, in our life, wouldn't you say the people that have made the most money, they don't make it for 20 years straight, okay? They have 2 or 3 good years, and they pay off all their debt.
Yes,
they
sir.
put money in the bank, and they kill it. And how do they do it? They find a niche while their competition is asleep at the wheel. They find a niche that no one else knows, and they run with it.
Yes, sir.
Right? So this guy could be greedy, go open his own company, charge dealers, salesmen, everything, right, to manage Facebook remarketing, and then plus your spend that you spend with Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Right? But he doesn't. You know what he does? He pays it forward. He literally will teach you, and at the seminar he'll teach you, and plus I'll get into, next week we're going to start having some live events, if he's okay with it, where we can answer questions while we do the YouTube live, so that if you guys want to call in, we can have him answer some questions. But today I want to have him talk about specifically what Facebook marketing is, and also that anybody that's out there can learn it. And if, like I said, if you are that internet manager and you acquire this learned skill that no one else knows, oh my gosh, well, you go back to your owner and you negotiate your pay plan immediately. You're worth tons of money. You can walk up to any store right now and say, hey, I understand Facebook remarketing. They're like, how do you know that? Well, I went to school for it and this guy trained me on it. And guess what? Here's the neatest, beautiful thing, which is what I love. I'm interested highly and I'm obsessed about helping salesmen become better. If you're a salesman out there and you're selling, and you're like, gosh, man, I'm selling 15 a month, and I'm going to tell you this, like, I want to sell 40 cars a month, but my customer, my store just doesn't have enough leads. I don't have enough, customers to sell cars to, right? I mean, it's real easy. More customers, more cars, right?
Cars, yeah.
This is the guy that teaches you to rain leads, right? Like, he gets leads raining on people because he has you fishing in a pond with 1.6 billion people a day. So, if you sell Hondas, guess what? He'll teach you how to sell more Hondas than anything. Why? Because on the and I'm going to have him get into this, but on the Facebook, you can pretty much put in who you're hunting for,
Yes.
and it will funnel them to you. So let's talk about that for a minute. So Bubba's going to be at the seminar. Okay, so if you haven't got your seat, send us a text when it's over. You'll learn negotiations, closing, overcome objections, how to be a high skill earner, how to learn high gross car deals, how to sell those and close them. But more importantly, dude, when I say this, how to advance your life and go from good to great.
Yes, sir.
Okay? But this skill that he learns, I don't even know it. So I'm ate up with it, but you don't know what you don't know. So what is Facebook remarketing? Tell them what it is.
Yes, so Facebook remarketing is a tool that you could use to better target your audience. You could build your own ads organically, and that's what you were talking about earlier when it goes to the news feeds. And then you could do a little bit of paid ads, like you were saying, if you want to.
When you say organically, what does that mean?
Organically,
Does that mean free?
It's free. You don't
Okay.
have to pay for nothing. You just have to have a beautiful picture, really clean picture, and you could have a picture ad, or you could do a video, or you could go live, and you could push that to the marketplace.
Okay.
And it has to do with the quality content. A lot of the guys, they say this is, they're having a hard time finding why they're not really getting it to work on Facebook.
Why they're
market.
not getting action?
Yeah, because it has to do with the quality image. It has to do with who you're targeting. Because now with the Facebook platform on the back end, you have the analytics sides of it, which you could target your audience. If somebody's looking for an SUV, then you want to target for that person.
Okay.
You don't want to go too broad. Now this tools allows you to go and target that person who's looking for what you have.
Oh, okay, let me make a scenario. All right, so I got a guy, right? He's in Connecticut,
Yes, sir.
all right? He sells Hondas. Okay, we're just gonna make a scenario. I got a guy in Connecticut, he sells Hondas. And let's just say in the city that he's in, he wants to sell Hondas to those people.
Yes, sir.
He goes to your seminar, or and physically, he comes to the seminar. You show him how to do what? Use him as an example, because I
Yes.
think that this will help.
We'll show him how to target the demographic,
You mean people in Connecticut,
people
around
in
him?
Connecticut, and you could set your location.
When you say set a parameter, is that like you could, so if I'm in Oklahoma City, are you saying I could go 30 miles out from where I'm at?
Yes, you could go 15, 25, 30 to 50 miles. I mean, you could go nationwide if you want to sell cars to different states.
Whoever you want to
Whoever
target.
you want to target.
Okay.
You could set that from the back end. And what it does is, instead of you having to go broad, now you target that specific person, and it shows you. This thing is literally crazy. You could build an ad, and overnight it could be shown to 1,000 person,
Oh my gosh.
1,000 people, 10,000 people.
And I want to tell you this, what's the conversion rate on a quality Facebook lead like this? Would you say,
30%. It's around 30%.
so 10 leads,
Yep.
you have a good shot of selling 3, pending
Yep.
you're good on the phone,
Yes.
you treat people well,
Yes.
you've got a great picture, you
Yes.
write a good ad, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And you teach that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Because you have the lead generation, and then what it is you have a lead behind the ad. If somebody sees the ad and they click the ad, and then they fill out the information, it's first name, last name, email, and phone number.
Okay, so listen, so let me slow down, because I understand this. When I always say about dumbing stuff down, he explains this really well, and it's not complicated, but I want to catch you guys up. So a normal Facebook ad is like, I post a lifted Chevy truck, and somebody can DM me
Yes.
back, and they usually click that "Is this still available?" button, right?
Or learn more.
Or learn more, and then it comes through, and then I contact them back, right? You're saying you show them car salesmen, right? Dealers, internet directors, how to simply say, hey, if you want to get approved for a super low payment, right? Click here.
Yes, sir.
And then they click there,
Yes, sir.
and they enter their phone number, their name,
Information.
and that lead generates straight to your cell phone.
Straight to your cell phone.
So if I'm a salesman on the lot, right? I'm literally gone in that morning, and could you not push your entire inventory to it?
Yes, you could build as many ads you want to.
Is this dangerous? This is dangerous,
It is
man.
very dangerous. It is.
Okay, so tell him what happened. So look, and I'm not going to steal his deal real quick, but let me tell you about a guy specifically he's been working with for 20 days that went from being a 2-month car hand. So watch this. We got a guy been selling cars for 2 months, okay? He enrolls in one of Bubba's virtual training programs, right? Because he understands that his dealership isn't going to invest in him. And honestly, he'll probably waste 3 years, 4 years out on the lot taking ups, learning from people that around him that got bad habits, right? And that's not what he wants. But to get out there, and he's like, I want to get into this game. I want to start making money now. So he goes out on his own. He pays Bubba for the virtual training along with a couple 500 other people that are watching during this virtual. He's answering questions, helping everybody guide through, showing them how to build the backside primarily. And then what happens is 20 days after he was with Bubba and Bubba's program, the general manager comes out and says, all right, you've sold 20 cars, 20 days. I haven't seen you outside on the lot taking it up. We haven't given you any money to spend on advertising. I talked to the internet department. You haven't had a lead. We want to know, how did you sell those 20 cars? And then what Bubba says is beautiful. This is the neatest part. He said, I do Facebook remarketing. And they say, who taught it to you? He said, I paid for it on my own and went outside and learned it. And they said, awesome. Can you teach it to someone else? He said, not a chance. And you know what they did? They promoted him that day to opening a Facebook remarketing department, put 2 employees under him, and check this out. He's got an $8,000 salary now. He's getting paid a percentage off the pot of the total cars that they sell and the money. And guess what? He's not outside shaking hands anymore, taking ups. He's running the back end side because now he came as the student and he left as the expert.
Absolutely.
Right? And here's the kicker, guys. You think he's going to teach that remarketing skill to anyone else? Not a chance. It's his job security, man. And what he's done now is he's got the department selling what? 60, 80 cars
a month
on average? And guess what? He's a freaking hero. So here's the deal. Who doesn't want to feel significant? I do. Who doesn't want to be, the guy in the middle of the gang who's helping change the stores? Guys, if you haven't built a name for yourself, or you have, it's 2020 almost. This is something that I believe every one of us, right? When we know this, our value goes up times 10. I don't care who you are, you can be that guy. Am I right?
Absolutely.
And here's the deal. Keep going. But I just had to talk about this guy because and I call him a kid because he's young, but he took the initiative to go, and look at the way his life's changed. Now, there's lots of people that are real similar to that, but anybody that's driven and that wants it, Bubba always says the word willing. He's like, if you're willing to learn, then I'm willing to teach it to you. And guess what? Like you said, they're charging dealerships $2,500 to $5,000 a month. Are you kidding me? If you knew how to do that, your dealership doesn't have to pay someone else now. You can take that in-house. So anyways, you were talking about you can put a parameter around the area that you want to target. You can specifically put your entire inventory on there. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Like you can take, and if you have 100 pre-owned cars, you could push 100 cars out there, remarket to all of them, and sit back and take the leads as they come while you're taking fresh ups on the lot if you're a salesperson, or if you're an internet department, right? Let's say you have 100 car inventory. If you have 100 car inventory and you knew how to remarket, how many leads? Let's say if you knew how to do this, okay, and there was an internet director out there and he went and he watched and he came to the seminar and he learned this, or he did one of your virtual training programs. If he learned this, let's say they spend $1,000 to $2,000 on Facebook, like on the Facebook campaigns, right? Because Facebook is helping you do these special campaigns, which you teach that. That's a small spend, $1,000 to $2,000. The skill's already paid for because you have it. How many leads with 100 car inventory do you think that you could bring to a dealership a month for $2,000?
It has to do with a lot. The quality content. That's what we're gonna teach here. How to build an ad, so you could target that right person. But with $1,000 to $2,000 budget, I've seen dealerships or a single person generate 600 to 700 leads a month on a $1,500 budget. And the closing ratio is at 30% if you have the whole process you always talk about.
So you would have to literally. Honestly, it would blow you away.
You have to hire somebody to help you call on those leads. That's for sure.
Because you're going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you this. What about the stores out there right now that are spending $20,000 a month to get 500 leads?
Yes. If a store has an ad spend of $20,000 and want to put that on Facebook, because it's really cheap right now.
Could they take the $20,000 ad spend? If you're a dealer out there or a GM or an internet director, you could go to your GM and say, hey, listen, we're spending $20,000 a month, right? And we're getting 500, 600 leads. I want to take that 20,000 and I want to cut it to 5,000.
5,000.
And guess what? You look at your conversion rate to people what they're already spending money with. Could you not save a dealer $15,000
absolutely.
and then triple his leads?
Absolutely. Because Facebook is the cheapest in the market right now.
This is why I want to ask, why do more dealers not do it? Is it because they don't know?
Because they don't know.
Okay.
They don't know. They need to train their staff so they can have it in-house on how to create their own leads.
I just thought about this. I'll bet you why the dealers don't know. Because when I call as a vendor, if I say, hey, how you doing? I do Facebook remarketing. I can help your dealership triple the leads, right? How much do you cost? Isn't that the first thing dealers ask? Dealers are cheap. So how much do you cost? How much is it? Dealers will spend $10 million on a building, okay? $10 million on the inventory, $200,000 a month in advertising.
Yes, sir.
And they'll spend zero money training their salesmen to sell all the cars.
Yeah.
Is that crazy, man? Listen, and I'm not hating on the dealers that don't do that, but that's the typical dealer out there right now, okay? So when you go to them with some great idea, a lot of them, they're I want to say the word pre-internet. They're probably 40 years or older, being an owner, right? Or a GM. So what happens is they don't understand the way that the internet moves.
Yes.
And that's why there are dealers right now that I know that are using his Facebook remarketing that literally, and they train an internet manager, right?
Yes, sir.
So they don't have to spend that money anymore.
Yes, sir.
And then they come to the training and they leave with the skill. They pay what? A one-time pay?
One-time pay.
And now they never have to pay that reoccurring fee, and you take it back into your store and do that. Guys, who wouldn't want to be a hero and learn that? And I want to tell you this, with 2020, do you ever notice how you have your phone on you, right? And then you talk about something, or like you're looking up like clothes, right? And all of a sudden, what kind of clothes you were looking for, you notice it's on your next Facebook scroll, right?
Yes, sir.
It's called Cookies and Cash. They follow you,
They follow you
everywhere. And that's what you teach.
That's what we teach.
So Bubba can teach you, right, that when you take a car and you put it out in the marketplace, or you put a campaign, which would be like this: hey, how you doing? Look, we've got Honda Civics that sell for $239 a month, right? With zero cash down, and we deal with bad credit. You take that video, put it out there, and those two things run ads and leads,
Yes, sir.
right,
Yes,
to
sir.
you.
To you.
In a place where 1.6 billion people are on a day.
Absolutely.
Isn't that crazy? So we spend, what, $2,500 a month on Auto Trader or something, right?
Yes.
You get 60 leads a month, and you sell 3 cars.
Yep.
And 60 leads a month.
Yep.
And you can spend with you nothing
Yep.
just to learn the skill. And now you get 400 to 500 leads a month.
Yes.
And guess what happens? You take all those leads, you become the hero in the store, while dealers are begging for the next great thing to come along to build their bottom line and to get them financially making good money again. Do you know the guy that comes up with the answer to that? Do you know what he's worth? He's worth whatever he wants to be worth. But these guys are going to be owing you steak dinners. Hell, they might buy you a car. Listen, here's my point. I'm going to let him talk about it again for a minute. Bubba is coming to the seminar, 13th and 14th. On the 14th, Bubba will train over Facebook remarketing. Bubba does have a virtual training session. It's coming. He just got done doing one. That's coming up soon. I'll release the dates next week. But listen, starting next week, anybody that's watching, you guys take what questions you have. And I want you to write them down because this is important. I always say you don't know what you don't know. I want you to write down the question that you have, whether you're an internet director, a GM, an owner, a salesperson, I don't care. And then next week, let's do a live seminar.
Absolutely.
Together, like a seminar. Let's do a live YouTube, okay? We'll maybe pick one day at lunch next week,
Yes.
okay? And then let's do this. We'll do it for 20 or 30 minutes. I'll take my cell phone, put it down. We'll talk about remarketing. And you guys can call in. We'll take the call live, and any questions you have will get answered, and we'll put it to bed.
Absolutely.
Is that cool? Are you okay with that?
Yes,
All
sir.
right, cool. So I know you're busy, so we got this. We'll lock in a day next week. What day will we lock in? Let me get back with you. So let's do this. If you're interested in the Facebook remarketing live event next week, okay? If you're interested in the Facebook remarketing live event next week, do me a favor. Send me a text message. And it's real simple. I'll save your number. Once I know what date we're going to do it, I'll send it out to you, and then you can watch it. And then not only can you watch it, but if you have a question, you can call in, okay? Guys, my cell phone's 918-210-0254. It's going to be on the link below, so it'll be simple. It'll be on the little YouTube description below. 918-210-0254, and then I'll put my email there too. You can email me. It doesn't matter. But either way, I'll shoot you back when we're going to have the live YouTube deal, so you guys don't miss that. And tell us a little bit more now as far as like, what is it that makes, and I know obviously everybody understands this, but what is it that makes this, like expire? Like, I know Facebook isn't going anywhere right now, guys, but MySpace used to be huge, right?
Yes.
Who's MySpace? Anybody remember them? Yeah. Remember when Snapchat was giant?
Yes.
I'm not saying who's Snapchat, people still use it, but like Snapchat isn't where it's at.
No.
Guys, something new comes on the market, okay? Every couple of years. And what happens is when it's hot, I mean, guys, I watch Gary Vee a lot, okay?
Yes.
And Gary Vee has been on since like, man, the year 2000. I mean, for 20 years, he's been running the internet. He's owned each platform from MySpace, he owned it. And then going to Snapchat, he owned it. And then, man, as it just kind of has moved up to each one, now he owns MySpace, and now he owns Facebook like crazy. But what does he talk about all the time? TikTok.
Yes.
Okay, guys, if you don't know about TikTok, T-I-K, right? T-O-K.
Yes, sir.
It's an app. Download TikTok. I'm going to tell you this, and Gary Vee has predicted a lot of this stuff, especially with social media, that TikTok in 3 to 4 years, I'm not saying it'll beat out Facebook, but it could be the next big thing that's literally taking over everything.
Yes, sir.
So he always talks about don't miss the boat,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Guys, right now it's the Facebook era. Okay, think about that. You get on now, you learn this skill, you take the next 3 years of your life, okay? And you make as much money as you can, and you own the marketplace. And guess what happens? You do whatever the hell you want after that.
Absolutely.
Okay? When your house is paid off, you got $1.5 million in the bank, and because you took your life serious and you weren't afraid to take the next step to make that big money. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And those are the steps that we've taken. And had we not taken them and had we not found the niche, we wouldn't be where we're at today. So I want to tell you this, if you're sitting on the other side, Bubba, is this a time to get in on Facebook remarketing?
Yes, sir. This is absolutely a time to get in because it's really, really cheap. I mean, you build one, if you want to do a paid ad, I mean, you build one of these ads, 14 cents a click. Wouldn't you pay 14 cents a click? You could set a budget. If you're a salesman and you don't have a lot of money to spend on an ad.
But the owners are paying for these guys' budget, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so, and tell me if I'm right here, but so when somebody comes, like make an example, comes to the seminar or goes to one of your virtual training deals, right? And they watch it. Once they learn that and they go back in, they don't need any money to start using it right away.
No.
And once they show that they're selling cars off it, the dealer says, just like we had the story about the guy that now runs one with an $8,000 salary and he's making money. Well, guess what, guys? He's a kid. He's young, and guess what? You learned that, and now the dealer says, first of all, we've seen that what you do works, and number one, watch this. A, they're paying for them to go because they want them to bring that back in the store. That's probably the beautiful thing. But two is they'll pay for if you're saying, hey, I need a $1,500 budget to spend on Facebook. The dealers will pay the $1,500 for 30 deals.
Absolutely.
Holy crap!
Absolutely.
That's my point.
That's the point.
So when you say you pay for it in the beginning, you don't really pay for anything. The dealer ends up paying for you. Because guess what? Is there anyone else like the people that you teach in dealerships?
No.
No.
No. All the dealerships right now, they're outsourcing that work and having a digital marketing company doing that for them. But what it is
nobody's doing it in-house.
Yes, nobody's doing it in-house. But this is for everybody. Even if you're a salesman, you could do your own thing and generate your own leads. That doesn't have to do nothing with the dealers. And once you prove that you could sell 30 cars, 40 cars, then you could go to the dealership and they'll film that for you.
How fast does this work?
Right away. I've built ads overnight and woke up and because you have an analytics side, you could wake up and see.
And you teach that. When people are asking, when we say analytics and understand this, analytics is basically a dashboard to show you how your ad is performing.
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes,
how
sir.
many people looked at it, and then how many of those people that looked at it actually created a lead.
Yes, sir.
Am I right? Okay, so I just want to say that that's what that means. So you've woke up, looked at your analytics, and then your leads looked like?
There was 2,000 impressions overnight. 2,000 impressions, and there was 17 leads generated. And reminding you, it takes 24 to 72 hours for the ads to be fully optimized.
Okay.
So you got to give it 3 days to see.
It's kind of like Google a little bit, right?
Yes.
They have to identify the keywords in your ad
sir.
and place it in the right placement. Am I right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's crazy. Listen, who out there wants to get involved in that? Here's what I'll tell you. Send me a text, 918-210-0254. Send me an email at the email below, the elliottgroupnow@gmail.com. Just all you have to put is, hey, send me next week a text when you guys are having the live YouTube conference, when we have this little, I would say, gathering, where we can answer these questions live for you.